kasong perjury si SPO3 Arthur Lascanas. Ito ang iginiit ni Presidential Chief Legal Counsel Attorney Salvador Panelo bunsod ng pagbaliktad ni Lascanas sa kanyang naunang testimonya sa Senado na kumukontra kay Davao Death Squad whistleblower Edgar Matobato. Sa kabila nito, ipinauubaya na ng palasyo sa Department of Justice ang posibleng kaso laban kay Lascanas dahil sa manoy pagsisinungaling nito sa Senate hearing. Kumbinsido rin si Panelo na abogado rin ang Pangulo at hindi nito gagawing mag-utos para gumawa ng krimen kasama na ang umano'y pagpapasabog sa isang moske.
Of course, hindi po pwede siyang indemanda. That goes without saying. Yes. Yes.
Will the government initiate any fighting of charges?
Yung DOJ na yun. DOJ.
So, pero meron ganon?
Most likely, yun ang mangyayari sa kanya.
Sir, pero may claim din siya na nakausap siya mismo si nooy Mayor Duterte. Sinabihan pa raw siya, sige, basta malinis lang.
Yung pagpapasabog daw sa moske sa Davao, personal na inutos sa kanya.
Alam mo, unang-una, the president is a lawyer. Lawyers don't do that. Hindi magagawa ng abogado yun na may gagawin kang isang kalokohan. Sasabihin mo ng direkta dun sa pinapagawan mo. So it's an incredible story. Hindi ka panipaniwala. Walang kredibilidad yun. Saka ang pagkakakilala ko kay Presidente Duterte, ang kinakausap niya lang yung very close sa kanya, like Mongo.
Si Public Order Committee Chair Senador Panfilo Lacson, bukas daw na muling imbestigahan ng umunay DDS. Pero maaari raw makasuhan si Lascanas dahil sa pagbaligtad ng kanyang mga testimonya.
Under oath siya na nag-testify dito. So if he will again testify under oath, if open siya sa perjury, makakasuhan siya. Definitely, hindi naman pwedeng magkaibang statements po, parehong totoo.
Ito rin ang sinabi ni Senate President Coco Pimentel. Pero anya,
huwag tayo masyadong magulat o lumundag sa tuwa just because very explosive ang sinabi. Tandaan mo, sinabi lang yun. Okay, malayo pa yun sa katotohanan.
Base sa mga isinagawang pagdinig ng Senado, wala raw nakitang ebidensya ang mga komite ni Lacson at Gordon na magpapatunay na mayroon ngang Davao Death Squad. Paulit-ulit ding iginiit noon ni PNP Chief Ronald Bato de la Rosa na dating Police Director ng Davao City, walang DDS. Ilang beses na raw nila itong inimbestigahan.
Naniniwala naman ang Malacanang na bahagi ng demolition job laban kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang testimonya ni SPO3 Arthur Lascanas. Inakusahan din ni Presidential Communications Secretary Martin Andanara Media na naka-assign sa Senado na tumanggap umano ng pera mula kay Senator Antonio Trillanes IV upang i-cover ang naturang press conference. Itinanggi naman ito ni Senator Trillanes at sinabing mataas ang respeto niya sa Senate media.
A senator on Monday urged the Department of Justice to file perjury charges against retired SPO3 Arthur Lascanas for recanting his earlier testimony in a Senate hearing denying the existence of the so-called vigilante group Davao Death Squad. On the other hand, because President Duterte has immunity from suit, a lawmaker said Lascanas can only file an impeachment complaint against the chief executive in the Congress. However, they expect the complaint to fail as most of the congressmen are allies of the president. Jervis Manahan filed this report.
A president cannot be impeached based on acts he did before he assumed office. This is according to Congressman Jess Manalo of Angla Party List.
Impeach someone for an offense that is not related to his office.
Sir, you can't.
You cannot.
He said this after SPO3 Arthur Lascanas revealed in a Senate press conference that self-confessed hitman Edgar Matobato's allegations regarding the Davao Death Squad were indeed true. Lascanas attended the same hearing, but earlier belied Matobato's statements. This morning, he retracted his statements and said the Davao Death Squad actually exists. Congressman Ray Umali finds Lascanas' statement as questionable because the Senate has already ended its investigation on the matter.
Bakit ngayon lang nagsasalita kung sakali mang may gusto siyang sabihin? To my recollection, parang inimbitahan siya doon. Nung mga hearings na yun, nagpunta siya, di ba? Pero hindi naman siya nagsalita, wala naman siyang sinabi.
Abang Lingkod Party List Congressman Joseph Stephen Paduano says such allegations must be proven in Congress.
I think that it's all an allegation and they should prove it in the court, proper court. No? Dapat i-prove nila yun sa court.
However, presidents enjoy an immunity from suit, and no one can file a case against him while he's still in office. Lascanas, though, may file an impeachment complaint against the president, but this will not likely prosper as most lawmakers are allies of the president.
At this point in time, parang sa akin, wishful thinking lahat yung thinking about impeaching a president. Never happened.
For Congressman Tom Villarin of Akbayan Party List, Lascanas' statements must not be shrugged off and should be heard in proper venues. Meanwhile, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian urged the DOJ to file perjury cases against Lascanas for lying during previous Senate hearings. For the PTV News, Jervis Manahan.
Lascanas say that he was paid huge amounts by then Mayor Rodrigo Duterte to kill targets when he was part of the Davao Death Squad. What is your comment on this?
This is the same person who testified in the Senate hearing saying that there was no such extrajudicial killing. Now he has recanted. You know, in many cases, the Supreme Court said there are two requirements before a person who testifies would be given weight on his testimony. One, he should be a credible witness. Let's see if he's a credible witness. He testified before on a particular fact, and he is recanting it. So that doesn't make him credible. Another requirement is that this person must have his testimony credible by itself. Now, he claims that the president ordered him to kill and that he received so much money, 3 million. But you know, this president is a lawyer. How can a lawyer do that? Committing a crime and then sharing it with an ordinary cop? It's incredible. It's against human nature, human logic, common sense.
So why do you think he changed his statement?
I think he's being used by some sinister forces that will not stop at besmirching the reputation of the president. That's what I see.
So what are the plans now of the administration in response to his newly released statement?
Well, he is liable for perjury because his statement, the Senate hearing, was under oath. But me, if you ask me, I just ignore it because, you know, it's a lie. If it's a lie, just ignore it. People against the president will always try to lay the groundwork to destroy the president. And they've been attempting to do that for several months now, and they have not succeeded. So let it be. According to the president, that's part of the territory.
Now, also yesterday, Secretary Andanar mentioned that some reporters were given $1,000 to cover the press briefing. What is your reaction to that?
Well, he can ably defend himself. He has his own sources, so I'll let it have him say his piece.
Did you hear anything about any reports about that happening?
I only heard about it in your newsroom. In fact, I only heard it now.
Yesterday, he came out to he announced it, and so we reported it yesterday.
But I think he has already made a statement on that, so
okay,
I'll leave it at that.
Okay, now let's go to the cases filed against Senator Laila De Lima. Now, she may be arrested soon, but you know, she also, her lawyers also filed motions to dismiss her case. So what's going to happen from here on out? What should we expect?
Well, they're saying that the case filed against the senator the court has no jurisdiction over the case. But under Republic Act 9165, it says that all drug cases shall be filed in the regional trial court. In fact, a circular of the Supreme Court of last year says the same thing. Now, I cannot understand why they have to file a motion to quash, even assuming that there is no jurisdiction. One, because they should welcome this case because they can present evidence to prove the contrary of the allegation. Number two, if I were the lawyer of the senator, I would have advised her not to do anything and let the case proceed, because then I would have an ace in my sleeve. If my client would be convicted, I would move to quash on the ground that there is no jurisdiction.
And does this go for all the complaints and charges that are being filed against her?
I think so. That's their ground. Well, what is important, I think, is that, is it true that she is involved or not? And there have been witnesses, there have been documents showing that she was. And so she should prepare that kind of defense that will refute, destroy, demolish the evidence against her.
But
instead of saying that it is a politically motivated thing, I do not think so.
Also, another argument that some are saying is that the witnesses are not credible. How do you react to that?
How can they not be credible when almost all of them are saying the same thing? I mean, I have not heard any convicted person there or staying in Muntinlupa that stated otherwise. Number two, they're saying that they've been threatened. But how can you threat a person who's been sentenced for life imprisonment? There is nothing more you can threaten a person, right? So, nothing to lose.
Okay, lastly, Senator Trillanes' claims regarding President Duterte's financial situation, the alleged 2.2 billion bank accounts of the president and his family. Can the president really order AMLAC, an independent body, to release his true wealth? Because the president did give verbal permission to AMLAC to release his financial accounts.
But before we go there, let me trace the history.
Okay.
Last year, during the height of the campaign, he accused the president of having 211 million pesos in a BPI branch account. And then he challenged the president to execute a waiver. And the president did. He executed a waiver and brought the waiver in the BFI. And when our certification being asked then was, please issue us a certification that at no time at the inception of the account until the day of the request was there any 211 million pesos. And I asked the bank officials, did you examine the record? And they said yes. Was there any amount, whether deposited singly or simultaneously or the total in the running account? They said none. Then issue us a certification. But they said there is a technicality because there is an NR account and there is only one special power of attorney, so can you give us 7 days to respond? And I said yes. And thereafter, there was no follow-up on the part of the accuser. And we were not also interested because we already gave the waiver, because under the law, you cannot open a bank account unless you're being given a waiver by the depositor. Since the depositor, Mayor Duterte at the time, gave the waiver, then there's nothing more for him to do. So now he claims he's resurrecting a dead horse. And he even adds some more. Now it's 2 billion. If there was not even a 211 million peso in his account, how can there be a 2 billion peso? He showed documents before, and I saw the documents, and I brought it to the BPI, and I asked them, is this yours? There were transactional details. They said, no, they're not ours. It appears to us that, you know, it was a made-up document. So it was a fake document. So if the documents he presented then were fake, so the documents he's going to present now would be the same, false documents. So, you know,
in regards to what President Duterte's response, that he said that he gave verbal permission for AMLAC to release his financial. Is that possible? Will that happen?
First,
we see that happening?
Let me just repeat that. Once you lie at one time, at first instance, you lie in another. So you lie in one, you lie in all. Now, with respect to the AMLAC thing, the president has publicly declared that AMLAC, you can open my account if you want. That alone is a dramatic manifestation of a person who is not keeping anything. Otherwise, he would not be doing that. Now, whether the AMLAC would do it remains to be seen. I don't know whether they will respond to that. Now, according to Mr. Trillanes, he's going to request. Then he should do that.
Okay.
And if the AMLAC says, we need a formal letter from the President, then the President will respond accordingly.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining.